The price of Bitcoin is $30,888. When looking at the current price of Bitcoin, of course, today the price has come down ever so slightly. If we drop down onto the 5-minute chart, you can kind of see ever since the price hit around $31,400 the other day, it has trended to the downside. And of course, there's the question of, is this a trend that is going to continue? Are we expected that, look, Bitcoin's price has peaked to this point? Or is there going to be a resurgence in the price of Bitcoin in the next 24, 48 hour period? And of course, how does all of this affect Ethereum? Well, Ethereum right now is looking pretty good. And I'm going to explain all of that in today's video. And we're also going to check in on the altcoin market, on the price of XTP, all that good stuff. And of course, some crypto news as well. If you wouldn't mind, drop a like on today's video. Let's try and get one like. Try for a comment as well. Why not? Have a good one, everybody. And let's crack straight on with today's video, which the price currently of Bitcoin is $30,889. It has been trending solidly to the downside in the past kind of 12-hour period or so. And if you look at how Ethereum versus Bitcoin has been performing, a little bit inverse to this trend. Ethereum has been showing some good support against Bitcoin, up 0.5% today. When you look at the price of Bitcoin, it's down about 1% over the past 24 hours, whereas Ethereum is only down 0.5% because Ethereum is actually starting to gain again in terms of its Bitcoin value. What does this mean for the crypto markets? Well, it's good news. It's good news for people like us that hold Ethereum and trading Ethereum, because it looks more likely that Bitcoin, again, as I pointed out before, will spend some time consolidating between $31,000 or $31,500 and $30,000. Just looks like we're in this range. We're going to keep bouncing around in this range. Don't get me wrong, Bitcoin's price at $30,888. I think a lot of people feel like, oh my God, it's down, it's down. It's just don't forget, like, it's still nearly $31,000 Bitcoin. It's been an amazing year so far, and that year is likely going to continue in a very positive manner, especially if we end up with more positive price action. Now, the key level, as I keep pointing out, for Bitcoin is now, actually, it's risen to around this level right here, around $31,400, $31,500. At this point in time, if Bitcoin is going to prove that it's time to break out, it needs to trade above this $31,500 level, and it needs to close an hourly candle above that level. I think that will happen at some point fairly soon, just because we've got a very clear bull flag that's formed here. Stalk, flag, break to the upside. That's likely what you would expect. At the same time, the DXY, which is the value of $1 against itself, has had a slight update today, up 0.03%, but I just think this doesn't look great for the US dollar. I think the US dollar is in a very solid downtrend right now, and currently it's just bare flagging outwards. This is going to break to the downside. It doesn't really seem to have any upwards momentum, so I expect to break to the downside towards the back end of this week. And as that break to the downside is happening, that's when I would expect either Bitcoin or probably more likely Ethereum's price is going to start breaking heavily to the upside. Now, the way that I'm currently positioned, I'm in a long position, the same long position that I had open in yesterday's video is the same one that I've got open today. In terms of the value of that altcoin, that Ethereum position, that Ethereum position is currently worth about $1.5 million. I did check on it, $1.5 million long position from $1,868, I think it was. It's currently like 50 grand in a profit, somewhere around those levels. So happy days. I'm not too miffed with that so far, and I do think that the likelihood of a continuation of this uptrend that we've been seeing in the value of Ethereum seems more likely than not, to be honest. When you're looking at this on, say, the 4-hour chart, and you're looking at this going, well, what's going on here? Well, we've got a clear break of the downtrend. The downtrend being starting here and kind of going towards there. At the same time, you have this bullish retest that we had off the outside of the downtrend, bounced back to the upside and seems to be breaking that upside levels of resistance right now. The market seems very positive, especially for Ethereum. We've also had some very, very good news today that Blackrock has again filed paperwork for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Blackrock, Fidelity Investments, and others have refiled their applications after the SEC's objection to the fact that they were incorrectly filed without enough detail. That detail has been added, the ETFs have been refiled. So we're back on in terms of a Bitcoin ETF seems likely. There is no good reason why a Blackrock ETF should be shot down. BlackRock, out of all, they've in their history have applied for 576 ETFs. One of those 576 ETFs has been rejected, only one. So they've got a very good hit ratio on getting ETFs accepted. So therefore, you'd expect that the Bitcoin ETF would be, at least BlackRock's one would be accepted, and they're going to be using Coinbase as their custodian. It's pretty interesting. You should go to give this article a read. You'll find it on cryptosavingexpert.com, and you'll find a link for Crypto Saving Expert in today's video description. Coinbase versus the SEC. What are the allegations? Again, learn more about this on cryptosavingexpert.com, but in short, we talk about the allegations and arguments. The SEC sued Coinbase at the beginning of June, alleging that 12 cryptocurrencies on their tokens offered through its wallet for trading platforms including Solana, Cardano, Polygon are unregistered securities. Their website states that the Securities and Exchange Commission today charged Coinbase Inc. With operating its crypto asset trading platform as an unregistered national securities exchange, broker and clearing agency. At the same time, this is all complete just ludicrousness because the SEC is somewhat in control of the stock market, and they allowed Coinbase to list their stock during the Bitcoin bull run, which completely just these coins were still listed on there back then, and there wasn't an issue. So this issue has arisen out of nothing. It's an unprofessional issue starting from Gary Gensler. Other news today, Cameron Winklevoss accuses DCG, which is Digital Currency Group's Barry Silbert, of fraud, proposing a $1.465 billion final offer. If you're not familiar with this story, again, give this a read on Crypto Saving Expert. Important that you understand what's going on in the crypto markets right now. But in summary, Gemini's co-founder Cameron Winklevoss has written another scathing letter directed toward Digital Currency Group's founder and CEO Barry Silbert. Cameron Winklevoss has accused Silbert of fraud and has threatened him with a lawsuit by the 7th of July if he does not accept the final offer and pay up. Where does this all stem from? Well, basically, when the crypto markets collapsed, Barry Silbert lost an awful lot of money. Part of that belonged to Gemini. Gemini is owned by the Winklevoss twins, and the Winklevoss twins, if you don't know who they are, they were the guys that founded Facebook before Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea. Yeah, that's who the Winklevoss guys are. Now they're in the business of Bitcoin. So, they've been pretty right so far. They're big investors from back in the day. And in terms of other things going on right now, we refresh, we can look at the top 10 coins in order of market capitalization. Let's give that a watch right now. What have we got here? Bitcoin down a little bit, Tether up, XRP up. Well, that's pretty interesting to see. Dogecoin up, Solana up, and the rest of it all down ever so slightly. But on the whole, the market over the past 7 days has been performing pretty well for some of these altcoins, and I think that's going to continue. If we're looking at the price of Bitcoin is bouncing just ever so slightly right now on the 1 minute, so don't read into that too deeply. But in essence, I think altcoins are in a pretty good situation right now. The buy side liquidity, if you wanted to open up a huge tap position, is there right now without having to affect the market. So that's pretty good news for people looking to enter the market. At the same time, huge amounts of buys on the buy side, propping up the price. That's good to see. It looks very, very strong right now. Does the price of XTP retrace complete? I'd expect a bullish move to the upside very, very soon. In terms of price levels of which to watch on the price of Bitcoin right now, well, what we need to be doing here, let's drop down to the 15-minute chart. I've said there's two trades that you could be taking. You could be doing a speculative long position now, saying that, look, we're basically sat on the outside of this level of support. I'm going to open a long here at $30,917, and I'm going to set my stop loss somewhere around $30,500. Losing the $30,500 level would likely lead for a drop to the downside. So that's one position that you consider taking right now. The other position to consider would be a breakout above $31,400. You go long above $31,400 to take profit on that trade. It's going to be around $32,500, so there'd be a decent profit of which you could be having. At the same time, for me, I'm trading the price of Ethereum right now. I think that Ethereum breakout is much more likely than a Bitcoin breakout, and for that, basically, if you're not already in a trade, you'll be looking for a breakout above $1,973 for a continuation of that uptrend, and that's on the 4-hour chart. However, if we drop down onto the 15-minute again and look at it in slightly more detail, it's going to be a breakout above that $1,970 level. That'll take us into that $2,000 range, somewhere around there, like $2,050, something like that. And then to the downside, you're looking for, if you were looking to short this, I mean, I wouldn't suggest shorting it as a great idea, but a loss of the level of $1,960 is certainly, $1,946, sorry. That would be the level of which we might break back down into the previous range, somewhere around 1,922. So I wouldn't be holding any longs below 1,950. No, 1,930. That'd be the level of which I would be closing my longs. But my longs are averaged in from way down at the bottom down here, so it doesn't matter because I can close them in a profit down there. So overall, market looks pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. The DXY looks weak. Bitcoin is looking strong, and it's looking stronger and stronger as the week goes on. Yes, today is a slight down day, but it is only a slight down day, and overall Ethereum is looking pretty good. If you are interested in trading, check out the link to BYBIT in today's video description. If you use that link, you can get up to $30,000 for free. If you want to learn more about trading, click on the trading tutorial on the screen right now, or go to cryptosavingexpert.com, of which you'll find a link in today's video description, and you can learn everything you need to know to become a successful cryptocurrency investor on that website. So on that note, guys, thank you all for watching. Let's get one like, let's get one comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.